Welcome back, episode 24 of Coffee and Chel. It is the start of the NHL regular season, and we've got a lot to go over. First, want to address, yes, my voice is cooked. I just have a little bit of a cold. I feel fine. Voice is just chalk, so the next couple days of videos, it might sound that I hack a pack of darts a day. Nonetheless, let's go over the topics for today. Last day for fantasy, at least this iteration of it. So we'll touch on that and what to do with your leftover collectibles, all of that stuff. The new Face-Off promo is dropping. So they did a thing with Amazon or Prime Hockey to kind of promote it. So we are getting a few new Master Set player items. Think of it like a mini event. It did say in the promo that it's going to run for 2 weeks, or from the 7th until I think it was the 24th. So a little over 2 weeks. I believe it's either the 7th or the 21st. I can't remember. I apologize. But we'll get at least 2 weeks no matter what. Chel week. So we got a new Chel week right after I dropped Coffee and Chel yesterday. I love Chel weeks. I got to be honest with it. And the real reason is because they give us a new line combo. So every day for anyone that hasn't been playing the game and whatnot, Chel weeks, they basically come out during big moments in the NHL season. So think like the start of the NHL year, the Winter Classic, that kind of stuff. Probably during the Olympics, playoffs, anything like that, right? They use it as a way to like celebrate a specific thing. So we get one for this for the opening week of the NHL season, and we get 4 new Master Set player items, and there's a vote where you get to vote on who you want to receive a +1 overall. And so I'll do a video on the ones I think are the best in terms of the best Master Set players from this event. You only have a few days to complete it. You can technically get it done for free. I'll touch on that in just a little bit, but I think it'll be Landeskog or Hudson. Every non-QC player seems to be voting Landeskog. I voted Landeskog just because I don't like Lane Hudson. In-game, relaxed QC players, I get it. But I have a feeling that a unified section of the player base is probably going to take Lane Hudson. We also get a new line combo, and then also Thursday we get Leon Draisaitl, a new spotlight card, which is going to be big for the that line with McKinnon and McDavid. If you are you have a crazy team, and then a McDavid transaction card. We'll touch on that. So last day for fantasy, leftover collectibles. What should you do? All of that stuff. So if you were stuck and you could not make another fantasy item, you're okay, I believe. This is an event where, if you have stuff left over, when they do fantasy for the World Juniors or fantasy for the playoffs, at least in NHL 25, you are able to use the collectibles then. So it'll be the same type of collectible. So don't panic. And then if it comes out and you need a different type of collectible, that'll be another tear down of the community. So don't worry, that'll get changed if it doesn't. But feel okay if you have like 4 left or whatever, you had some extra miscalculated. Don't worry about it. Don't sell your entire collection. Just you're good. The other thing is, should you rush out and make a fantasy collectible? This has got to be the event, and this day specifically, where the FOMO is at its absolute peak. Like, I have Barzal and I have Byram. I'm okay with Barzal, or I'm thrilled with Barzal. I'm whatever about Byram. They don't play tonight or tomorrow. So everyone is just going to be locked in. The fantasy cards are all going for 1 million coins, over 1 million coins. That will change because not all of these guys are going to score. In fact, some of them are going to go a month without scoring, and they will drop. So I would not panic by Liljegren is the most hilarious card to me, because unless he pots a random goal like in the first game or so, right? He's up for 1 million coins. No one, as a Sharks fan, no one is buying him. So if you're trying to price lock like Liljegren, good luck, dude. I'm not paying more than $500K for him. Just an absolute. That price point is hilarious to me because his odds of getting to 99 are just so low if you watch Sharks games. So, but there are a few that are over 1 million. God, this event pissed me off so much because of the insane cost. Because I last year I left with 4 because I bought one from the B&D pack that was in the store. I shot my shot, spent 600,000 coins. And I was like, sure, cool. And then I also made one, and it's just like, I'm glad that they gave us 2 for free with the B&D. But it does feel like a kind of bitter taste because I did not really have the option, in my opinion, or no one did to trade in their collection for it. I think it was just such a infuriating fantasy event because it's the best event of the year. The face-off promo, so it was 4 master set player items that are coming out. It looks like Matthew Kachuk again. I do want to touch on that. I talked about it a little bit yesterday. I'm okay with multiple MSPs of the same player as long as they're different. If it's just a +1, like I don't want that, but it's got to have different abilities. If it's very similar, like if Kachuk comes out with like unstoppable or like unstoppable makes sense, but you get what I'm saying, right? Like I can't stand that. I hope they do something cool with it. But as long as it makes sense for the event and makes good sense for the event, I'm okay with duplicates. But Kachuk is obviously becoming Brian Leach from NHL 24 very quickly. We're also getting Mikko Rantanen. Very interesting with Mikko Rantanen because if his card is good, you might have a replacement for Solani, and you can move Solani to like a different line. And then we've got Anze Kopitar, who's always a very good center in terms of faceoffs, things like that. And then we've got Brady Tkachuk. Brady Tkachuk is like big Brad Marchand. His skating is just so low. So in Hut, he's just never good, except for his playoff fantasy card. Shout out Brad Marchand from last year. Chel week. Chel week. I picked Landeskog. Like I said, I think Hudson will be the winner and get the +1. If you do, I want to get the pathing right here. Okay, so you can get some spotlight cards for free if you play during the pre-order week. That was the first Chel week. You should have Brandon Tanev or somebody, right? Like account bound, as well as if you made like Kadri or Tom Wilson, they're still usable and viable. So make sure you throw them in your lineup. You get a free pack in the store that is a choice pack, includes like Askarov and Brant Clark. What you want to do is there is, I believe, 879 overall player items that you can earn via objectives and moments. So you're going to earn 879 overalls. Go ahead and make a BND 82 overall with your 79s already because you know you're going to get them back, right? So you're just basically paying up front, but you know you're going to get paid back, right? And you want to do that first because it's just a random card, and then go make the choice with the pack in the store so you don't get a duplicate. And you don't want to take Askarov. Even if you need a goalie, Askarov, first of all, in-game, Askarov has been awful for me every time I've used him. This is the second card I've used of him. And secondly, you want to have forwards and defensemen to work towards objectives. The only thing a goalie can do is work towards games played, which is important, but still, you want to take a forward or the defenseman with that. And then do the moments, get your 79s back, and then go into a cup chase and play on the hardest difficulty, and you'll slowly get towards the spotlight objectives, get those finished, get your 79s and all of that. When Team of the Week comes out, this is what I've been talking about, guys, for the whole season. Okay, now Team of the Week might be an 83, so this specific instance might not work, but I've been telling you guys to save your Team of the Week cards, okay, that you get, and slowly build up a nice little roster of them. And that way, when Team of the Week objectives drop, you can burn through them immediately, right? Takes like a couple games at most. I have an entire lineup now almost. I'm like a fourth line shy. And the reason why is, so let's say, for example, nothing changes. On Wednesday, I'll be able to get an 82 overall Team of the Week card in like 20 minutes, right? 82 overalls are worth quite a bit in this year's game right now, right? Like the Team of the Week card, the lowest one that comes out for these objectives, is always pretty good. It's, like I said, it's the best bang for your buck in terms of time and reward. So you take that Team of the Week card and you can throw that into your spotlight set. You'll get the weekly headliners and all that nonsense. That stuff adds up. It's throw them in exchange sets. You should be able to make a spotlight card for free. You'll get very close. So you want to put it in there. If the Team of the Week is an 83 overall, stay tuned. I'll tell you guys what you should do for that. But again, it's just an example, right? You should be able to get one for free. Scheifele and Jones are both great. I messaged EA about Scheifele because his faceoffs were 81. They bumped that up to 88. So now he's viable at center. Scheifele's always one of the most underrated HUD cards. He's big. He's fast. Has good faceoffs. Seth Jones is like as fast as Lane Hutson's card and much better defensively, obviously. Lane Hutson is Lane Hutson, so he's very small. He can't hit anyone. He's like 70 face or 70 body checking, and he doesn't have an exceptional speed. So in game, like I get that all of the Montreal Canadiens fans are going to vote for him. I think the rest of the player base is not going to vote Lane Hutson just because in Hut, that his card specifically, this one specifically, is not great. And then you've got Landeskog. Landeskog is interesting because he obviously fits the most popular line in the game, or one of them, and that's Pasternak, Sakic, and then either Naslin, Pedersen, or now Gabriel Landeskog. And if Landeskog gets a +1, then he goes up to 85 speed in Excel. You get the +2. He's at 87 now. He's got a shot in the 90s, body check in the 90s. Like, pretty good card. I still think I'd rather have Pedersen and probably Naslin because of the elite quick release, but I think he just offers some utility there. So we'll see what happens during the vote. I'm very interested in this one. I actually have no last week for the pre-order, I was pretty certain it was going to be Tom Wilson. Reddit has voted. They did their vote, and it was Landeskog, but I don't think that you can, like, it'll be very curious because if Lane Hudson wins, then you know how many QCs play this game. The next thing I want to talk about is the line combos. Like I said, so there is a new line combo coming with a USA, Canadian, and Austrian, and you're getting a Marco Casper card. You won't be able to make that card. Okay, so that Austrian, there's very few in the game. Marco Rossi's Team of the Week card, that's the go-to. I could see it. He spiked in price, almost 50K when this came out, and then everyone smartened up and he got undercut and he's back down to like under 20, right? So just have an eye if you wanna try and get him. I'm not gonna ruin the market on him, but it's just gonna happen because he can fit that line. I don't know if this line combo is worth it, but at the top end of the game, so I have one of the best teams in the game that you could possibly have. I'm obviously stuck up against the cap. I'm going to mess around with trying to do the 5 million salary cap line and 5 AP. So if you pair, this is an example, okay? You can do like Stamkos with Jason Robertson and Marco Rossi. You need a Wild, a Dallas Star, and a Predator, as well as a Canadian, US, and Austrian, and you put those three together, and you get 5 million to the cap and 5 APs, because everyone's fourth line is like 11 AP or 9 AP, right? So there's a couple other options as well, but that's just an example. So I'll probably do another line combo video. That's an interesting one, but it just goes to show how much fun. Like, I saw the line combo thing for the week, and I didn't care about Draisaitl. I didn't care about the new MSPs. I was just like, man, I just started theory crafting like how I could get this like line combo, and just EA, listen, you have a decent idea here. Release more. My God, man. Like, it's just, I've never seen a company just be so slow. Lock in. Anyways, Thursday we get Draisaitl. I want to tie this in. Everyone's been like, okay, McDavid signed. Lane Hudson's endurance went up to 86. Yes. So we got that fixed as well. Posted in the Game Changer chat, and they said it was an error, fixed it. So Lane Hudson's endurance is nice, but his skating doesn't make up for the fact he's, a fellow short king. So, Draisaitl and McDavid. I want to bring this up. I'm not good with the market. I've explained this many times. It is not something I really care about. I don't like sitting on the menus, especially in NHL. Working the market does nothing for me. I want to be in game. But this year I'm trying to learn, at least have like a little bit more of an understanding. That's why I do Market Monday, where I'm not giving you my takes. I'm just literally going over the market so that I can see how it's operating, right? So here is my thesis on McDavid, because when his card, he's going to get a transaction card, more than likely, because he signed his absurd deal. Also, real quick tangent. Sorry, this is going to be a longer rant video. I posted on Twitter, is this not the most dedicated to win contract ever signed in the NHL? And the amount of people that hit me with Crosby and like McKinnon and all that stuff, I got to make it very clear here. Crosby signed for $8.7 million at the beginning. He's always taking 8.7. He's taking 8.7 when the cap had first hit. When it was 60 million, it was like over 15% of the total cap of the team. And then this last one would be the one that you could argue, because he was still almost a 100-point player. He could have gotten $12 million probably on the open market, Sidney Crosby, in his last contract, the one he signed a year and a half ago or 2 years ago. Or a year ago? The last one he signed. He probably could have gotten $12 million, right? He took 8.7. Connor McDavid could have gotten $18 million. Like, he left $6 million on the table per season the next 2 years. Like, I don't think it's even close, in my opinion. We just saw Kaprizov. Again, you have to take into account that what the cap is now at. Kaprizov, who is a unbelievable player, is not anywhere close to Connor McDavid. And McDavid took 12.5 to try and win. That's it. And it's very interesting because, I can't imagine the pressure. The Oilers know. You got 3 seasons, and really just 2, because that third one is just going to be, if you don't win a cup, it's like all the chips are in from the entire organization. Because if he does not win at 12.5 million, he left so much money on the table. Like, I don't know what happens if he doesn't win a cup, because he clearly cares about legacy. So just absolutely crazy, unbelievable move. There is never going to be a shadow of a doubt that Connor McDavid doesn't just care about winning. That $6 million, probably more. Like, if he went to free agency, I mean, Utah probably tries to throw 20 at him, something crazy, right? Like, he could have got infinite in terms of that. So I don't really think it's anywhere close. I get that the Crosby always did take a bit of a haircut. And McKinnon, by the way, signed his contract when he was not great. He was not Nathan McKinnon. He was 60, 70 point Nathan McKinnon. And he unfortunately didn't become Nathan McKinnon until right after that contract was signed. So don't think it's anything close, but it was a good debate on Twitter, and a big reason is why I stay off Twitter. Let's get into the questions and comments finally. I apologize, a bit of a rant there. Oreo Kids, stay slaves. First time I saw you on Twitch TV, you were sleeping. You're doing great. Thank you. Just want to show you some love. My subathon, guys, is still going. A lot of you have come over from my YouTube channel and have come and hung out in Twitch. And not only that, I've gifted subs to the channel. And for anyone that doesn't know, I'm running a subathon right now. I started on September 8th. And for every sub that was either you just subscribed with a Prime sub or yourself, it's 6 minutes to the clock. And you do the math. The generosity from this community has made me in the top 150 on the entire platform of Twitch for subscribers. As someone who is older and in terms of the Twitch landscape, I can't really put it into words, the generosity. It's been absolutely absurd. But yeah, I do have to sleep quite a bit now because, as you can hear, I have been on camera, sleep on stream, basically in my studio for like 26 days now. And I'm all right. Like, I'm okay. Like, I'm still having fun in the game somehow. So you guys have made it absolutely electric. And if you want to come hang out, you can ask any question that you would say for here. You can just do it in Twitch chat. If you work at an office job and you got a second monitor, throw me up, man. It's the entire reason why I started doing this in the first place. So, all right, Colton. He says, just wanted to say, I've been loving the videos. Always look forward to your takes. I had a question point about the NHL salary cap system. Honestly, it kind of feels like it punishes you for just playing the game. Like, I was thinking about buying a third fantasy player just to get the 15 million cap boost, but I ended up not doing it because I'm not really paid to win. But it's frustrating when grinding the game and actually building a good team ends up screwing you over because you're suddenly over the cap. I get that they want balance, but it kind of takes the fun of improving your lineup. Keep doing your thing. I've been really enjoying the content lately. A big thing that I brought up when I heard about the salary cap was that anytime that you put a friction point on the consumer, you lose people. There are obviously benefits to the salary cap. One, it makes you think. I have done this for 7 years now, for Hut specifically, and it's really the same stuff. It really is. Like, I don't mean to burst your guys' bubble, but it is the fastest, biggest guys with the best abilities, and they just go on your team and you don't think about it. The issue comes when you have earned a great team, and I didn't think this would happen until November or December because of the slow overall creep, right? But when I got Macklin Celebrini, I love Macklin. His card is not good for the cap hit. It is not. Like, if you are an online player like myself who just cares about playing online in terms of like competing, like that's where I get my fun. It's very difficult to make Macklin work, especially if you have a great team like me. If you watch my Nobody Spent videos, if anyone can justify taking out what you've done, I spent 150,000 coins buying cards and trying to make it work. I then sold them all back because it didn't. But that's a major friction point that ends up just pissing me off, like more than anything, right? Like, I think that it's great in terms of keeping the player base close together. But even if you have a pay to win, how many times have you guys have spent money? I'm talking to the people who spend money right now. You don't got to admit it. How many times have you lost to a bad team and been like, this is ridiculous? There's ice tilt. A lot of the times the better player will win. And a lot of the times the game is decided because it's hockey and there's a lot of randomness. And the salary cap is a frustration point that will only get worse. Like I said, it's a friction. And anytime you put a friction on anything, you lose a little bit. And if you do more and more and more and more, it's going to be an issue, right? So the line combos, I was so against it when they said they were giving us the line combos. I've actually somewhat enjoyed it. But I still think that I said that there should be 32, just blanket 3 of the same team. I think that should always be there. But I'm with you here. Like it's getting pretty frustrating. The salary cap is, and I that's why I like this line combo that just came out. The 5 million of the salary cap. You can also get 5 AP. Like there's some interesting things here. Very curious to see how it plays out. But I'm with you, man. It's frustrating. I appreciate that you keep coming back to ranked seasons issue or ranked. I keep calling it ranked season. Sorry, it's the MLB in me. Because it still needs a solution. The simplest might be to just stop taking away squares for losses, but I'm not certain that's the answer. This is how it was supposed to work. However, the issue with this, I remember seeing it immediately, was people had already done it. You'd be done it, then you're done the XP path, then you're literally done with the game, right? Like you just would be. And obviously they can't have that. So it's funny because we've seen a lot of last minute change. We saw it a ton last year. Part of me feels like they recorded that video for the deep dive, which was a good video. It was the first time that they were very transparent. I thought it was good, considering how last year went. And they were like, yeah, no relegation. And then after they released it, they're like, man, if we do no relegation, they start counting how many games, like 100 wins. They're like, yeah, maybe we should have some relegation. Like, that's what it feels like happened. That's what it feels like happened. They did the math on, they're like, oof, that can't happen, right? So this next point is a major point that I want to talk about, and I say it on stream, and people don't understand it. I'm a 12 to 15 Hut Champs player, but I've decided to hard avoid online ranked until this is resolved. For now, it's just the goal to build the coin count and quality of the team. I've had FOMO with champs in the past, but honestly, I'm enjoying the relaxed nature of playing offline for a bit. Okay. The fact that Hut Champs is like, this player is saying that he's just going to play offline. Hut Champs is so much easier than ranked. And let me explain why. Getting to top 100 and winning every game in champs is like the most hardcore. It is the most difficult thing to do to get top 100 in champs that's in the game currently. It is the hardest thing to do. However, your path to get there is so much easier than ranked. So, first 10 games, you match anyone really, and you're beating the brakes off people that are in silver. After that 10th game and you start getting higher, that's when it gets really difficult. Really difficult. But those first 10 games are far easier than any other ranked game that you're going to play once you get into gold. It just is. And because once you lose a couple games and it's a hut game, it's a hockey game. Like I don't know how many games this last cup change or hut champs run was some of my most unlucky. And sometimes I just acknowledge, I'm like, man, sometimes, your goalie's going to kick one up into the air, hit off your face, and go in the net, and I just lose in overtime. That just happens. I'm not good enough to outscore the problems, right? And when that happens, it's very frustrating. And after you lose a couple games, then it just becomes completely unserious because you're not getting top 100, and every win is just one more collectible, and it's not it's not as sweaty as ranked is, right? Because ranked is every game you load in. Once you get to gold 2 and above, it is a high division 2, low division 1 battle. And it's tough. They have to address this. They 100% have to address it. Do you think buying packs is worth it? No. Like, I want to be clear here. Not because oh, I hate EA, all that. I think that EA has done this fantasy event. I spoke out quite loud about it for the last 4 years. I've literally not spent $1. If I'm the most watched Hut creator in terms of, promoting the game, I have not spent a single dollar. It would benefit me greatly to spend money. Okay. So I enjoy playing the game, no money spent, because I think that adds a little bit more of a challenge and it just makes it a little more fun. There isn't even a pack worth it. This is the issue the last 2 years, is that there's a million packs. None of them are worth it. Like, if I wanted to spend money, they aren't worth it. And every once in a while, they will put a pack in that is worth it, and I will always point that out, right? I don't think you should spend money, but I'm also someone that used to work full time, and I understand that time is money. And sometimes if you make an abundance of money and this is your passion, I have no problem you spending money. It makes sense. You have no, you know what I mean? Like if you're well taken care of and whatnot, and you have little time, yeah, spending some money is how you make up for having little time. That's usually how it goes. More money, more problems, right? So I don't hate on people for spending money, but you got to do it when there's actually packs worth spending money on, and there just hasn't been. So I'm waiting for something like the T-Builder packs that came out last year. I thought for sure they would make a fantasy one, man. They lost thousands of dollars. And I don't even mean like 50,000. People would have just hucked their money for an account bound random fantasy card. Like, I don't know how you face marketing and be like, yeah, we just didn't decide to do that. It would have been account bound. Like, it would have been account bound. What are they going to do? Trade it in for a new MSP? Like, oh my God. Anyways, I was fortunate enough to pull a tradable Nate Mack. Is it worth selling him now, building Sakic for the Pasta Naz combo, or keep McKinnon? Love the content sleeves. Always refer back to your videos to guide my HUD decisions. So, when it comes to McDavid, I think I lost my train of thought. I'm sorry. I'm sick and I have massive ADHD. A lot of people are panic selling McDavid because they know his transaction card's coming. I don't think it'll matter. Here's why. If he's an 86 overall transaction card, there just won't be a lot pulled. Like, there just won't be, right? When it comes to base Connor McDavid, there wasn't a lot of him either. Like, if on the auction house, there was 14. 14. The player base is thousands. It's at least 100,000. Maybe 25 of them play regularly, but still, right? Like, there's 20,000 people that would want Connor McDavid, okay? Secondly, you don't know what his abilities are, and speed only goes up by 0.5. So if this new Connor McDavid transaction card comes out and you panic sold him and just try to get rid of him because you think he's going to go from 300,000 to 150,000, what happens if his speed doesn't go up by 1? Because it's not guaranteed, 0.5, right? It might not tick over. He might have a bad ability. He might not get wheels and elite edges. He might get, oh God, they're going to give him quick release. Anyways, if they give him ankle breaker and I don't know, warrior, right? Like, that's not gonna, like, that the other Connor McDavid's better. On top of that, he's more expensive to salary cap. Like, there's all these things that I don't think will make people drop McDavid. I'm gonna use this as an example, okay? At the beginning of the year, Troy Terry was one of the most sought after cards. Okay, 45,000 coins was about 3 weeks ago is where he settled in at. They then came out with a game breaker Troy Terry that went for like 150K. It's still 150,000 coins because it's slightly better and it fits that really popular line. Troy Terry's still going for 45,000 coins because not everyone can get that card, right? It's not like everyone can just get McDavid, right? I don't think his price will drop that much. I think it'll stay around 275 to 300, and I'm not panic selling my McDavid because he just is like, you know, he's going to get a new card. It completely changes if it is buildable. Okay, this is the major thing that I have noticed. So the Troy Terry situation, that's a higher overall card, hard to pull on the auction house, can't build. Joe Sakic's alumni card, before his icon came out, was going for like 150, almost 200,000 coins. Now it goes for like 80 to 90 because you can build Joe Sakic. If he comes out and they give us a captain card or something where you can build McDavid, then we're screwed. But I don't think that they'll do that. I don't, because then I don't think they want everyone to have Connor McDavid. That's the thing. I don't, like, you know what I mean? Like, I would be kind of surprised that because they know that's like one of their pay pigs. When that new McKinnon comes out, everyone just drops money on the game. So if he comes out with a captain card, I don't know why. Some people are suggesting in my chat, and I've seen it on Reddit. Like, he didn't just become captain again. He just signed again. He's going to get a transaction card. So I don't think that he's going to sell that much. The McKinnon's the same situation. I don't think McKinnon is going to drop. He doesn't have a specific replacement, right? Like even Naslund stayed roughly the same price when Pettersson came out. But Pettersson has really held his value. I'll be curious if Landeskog gets the +1 for the spotlight event, if Landeskog card starts to come, or Pettersson's card starts to come down in price a little bit. Those are the things I'm looking for. Again, I'm not a market guy. I'm trying to learn this year along with you guys. And that is what I've noticed so far. The panic selling McDavid, I thought about it, and I was like, nah, I'd rather be wrong and still have one of the best cards in the game than be right and make 50,000 coins, because you're still not going to be able to go buy the 86 McDavid. The 86 McDavid is going to be, I mean, I'm recording this live, what, 750,000? Given the price of, like, you know what I mean? If he's got +1 speed and he gets quick release, you know, there's a world in which that McDavid card is like 500 to $1 million. So I'm just not panic selling. So that was a long episode and a lot of yapping. I apologize, and my voice probably didn't help, but I hope you guys enjoy your lunch hour whenever you do listen to this video. Come check me out on Twitch. Today we got a big day because we are getting the face-off event. We get the new line combo from the Spotlight event, as well as the regular Tuesday content, and then we finally get some real life hockey. We'll be doing a watch party for all the NHL games that are going on tonight while we bust out some cup chaser. I don't know. But yeah, it should be a good day of some hockey, and I will see you guys then. Have a good one.